though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Welcome to another episode of the Lions Den. Y'all, if this is your first time tuning in, what we do is we focus on all things leadership, growth, and development with a call to action. You dig? From those that are at home to the community. I know it's been a minute, y'all. We've been all over the place handling things, but yo, it's good to be back in the den, man. How you feel, bro?
Man, good, man. I'm having one of my good sinus days where I can actually breathe through my nostrils and
A
whatnot.
good sinus day.
Man, these allergies been kicking my tail, bro. It's coming full force.
Yeah. Look, I know how it is. I do definitely know how it is. You know what? I got a friend that man, allergies, man. Actually, many people, even family members, man, they have to take medication and everything just to breathe right. I've never been in that situation personally.
Man,
Like, how does it make you feel though?
real bad, man. It's like, and I remember when I was in Turkey, I was stationed in Turkey. I got surgery because they thought I just had deviated septum, right?
Okay.
So I got surgery to open up my nostrils because
Mhm.
I could never breathe through both nostrils at the same time.
Okay.
Most painful surgery I ever had. And
Mm,
I was able to breathe out my nose, both nostrils, for 5 days
for 5 days.
before it closed back up. And just when I realized it was due to allergies. But
Mm.
my biggest question was always, if I sing this good with one nostril, could you imagine?
Yeah. So moving on, y'all. So as we start, that's how you know it's time to go into the topic. This fool start talking about him singing. Anyway, so speaking of that, so we talking about your worth.
Yeah.
About our worth today, y'all. And look, knowing your value. For example, Herm has this what they call it, delusions of grandeur.
No, no.
Okay,
All right. Well, let's talk about it.
let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
it.
it. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
talk
Because
about it.
you only are valued as your last bookings, right?
Okay.
So check this out. Me, Herman Brown III, was
Okay.
picked while I was stationed in Insulet, Turkey, packed house,
Hmm.
was picked to perform on stage for New Year's Eve. I was booked.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So for the whole wing. So I'm just saying,
Hmm.
with that on your resume, your value does go up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It, I
Okay.
mean, I mean, if we going by what the people came to see, they said, "Hey, New Year's Eve featuring Herman Brown, the Golden Voice."
The
You know what
golden
I mean?
voice.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Well, I
Hmm.
might have added that last part, but I'm just saying.
Hmm.
Oh, man, that's my homeboy right there, man. He just went to my mama's restaurant or something.
Yeah, there it is. So he understand the value of the soap. I'm still of the soup. I'm still waiting for someone to communicate the value of your singing from
Come
instrument.
on, now. Let's go.
Look, I know how it is when we're deployed, right? People can't go anywhere, so they need some type of entertainment, and you just have to happen to be that. So,
But
right on.
let's get into that though, man. When people that's been like the new I think it's one of the positive trends, you know what I'm saying? Like social media kind of put gas on people to all follow the same trends, and then I
Yeah.
started hearing more about knowing your worth, knowing your value.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And people are saying, I know my value.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, how do you get a valuation of that? What are you gauging that off of?
Yeah, I think that's a real good question. What are you doing to quantify, or yeah, how do you know you equal up to your value, right? I believe it's kind of like what you were already alluding to. Like if people are asking you to do a certain thing, or people are willing to pay you for a certain thing, or if you think that you may be good at something but you're the only one that think you are and no one's really checking for you to do
Right.
that, that might be a highlight that maybe you know you what you think you're doing is not the business.
I'm gonna tell for those
What you think?
people that talk about self-worth or knowing your worth.
Mhm.
If you set your price at a level to where nobody's purchasing it, that's not your value.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You can make yourself feel like you were valued at that, and that's what you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I'm saying? That's what the going rate for your service is. But if nobody's lining up for it, that's how you know your true value.
Or yes, and or something needs to be adjusted. Okay. It's kind of like, like if no one, like, just think about a new product. Let's say McDonald's. Okay. Do you think, and I'm just going off of my own opinion, do you believe, well, I don't believe people are lining up for this new double whatever it is, this new double sandwich that was supposed to be, I think it was like the new CEO tried to bite it and
Oh
everything,
yeah,
and his
yeah.
face wasn't even showing that it was on point. I'm not hearing, rave reviews about this burger, so maybe McDonald's need to pivot a little bit. Sometimes we need to pivot.
Yeah, and sometimes you might really be that good.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might really be an excellent hair braider, right? You
That's
might
right.
be really, but don't nobody know you. Nobody's heard of you. You know what I'm saying?
Security. Yeah.
And so they're not going to jump straight to you with your high value point because you think you're comparable to the other hairstylists that are known inside your area.
That's right.
Maybe
No,
you
no,
need to
that's
do something
good.
like cut yours down a little bit so people could first take a look at you like, hey, maybe. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, as you get the clientele and repeat customers, then you slowly start adding value to what you offering.
Yes. So look, man, let's talk about this. What stimulated this conversation for you?
Man, man. So what stimulated the conversation for me is more of a personal matter, not professional.
Okay.
Right. Well, I'll get right into it. You know, I don't know who's on right now, but as people have seen, people are for some reason invested in these celebrity relationships that are going on online.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Whether the relationship is manufactured or even if it's organic.
Right.
But there was a recent breakup between a basketball player, Klay Thompson, and rapper Meg Thee Stallion, to
All right.
where women became up in arms about what a woman's value is, and particularly hers, Meg Thee
Mm-hmm.
Stallion.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What gets to me is how are women trying to tell men what the value should be? I mean, unless you're a woman trying to marry a woman, you know what I mean? Then
Right.
you're really not in a position to tell a man what the value of a woman is through
Very
their
true.
lens.
Very
Just
true.
like, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what you're supposed to be looking for in a man. I can tell you what you should be.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, somebody's going to keep you secure and all that stuff. But women got all up in arms, man, going up and down the timeline, acting like it was their relationship, talking about Meg's worth.
Mm.
But from a lot of men's perspective, Meg had too many open relationships, just giving it away.
Just giving it
From
away.
the free throw line. You know what I mean? Like, here you
Yeah.
go. And you
Right.
rapper next, you know what I'm saying? Hey, soccer player, who's next? Who want it next?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you think that a man that's worth $100 million is going to want to be with a woman, not that she slept with other people, but it's going to be people that he know, that's in his circles, because that circle is small.
Oh boy.
Right,
Now,
wrong, or indifferent, ladies. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? But men can do it. Hey, I don't make the rules, baby. You know what I mean?
eh,
Hey, I just gotta live
oh,
by them.
hey man, look, this is a sticky one, man. This
I'm
is.
just saying.
I know, and
Hey,
I mean we're just having this conversation. It's very, very
no,
necessary,
no. I
right?
gotta go to a personal story.
All right. Hey, look, like you said, they're about to log on now.
I gotta go to a personal story, man. Back when I was at a base, I'm not even gonna say the base's name, man. But
Yeah.
back when I was at a base,
Mhm.
I was dating a young lady about my age. You know what I mean? We went to go see an intramural basketball game.
All right.
Like, we just started talking, me and the young lady.
Mhm.
So we sitting there watching. I'm not thinking nothing, and she openly tells me she been with the starting five on both teams. Because I'm wondering why people are looking up at us. You know what I mean? And what am I supposed to do now?
Ugh.
You know what I'm
well,
saying? Like I'm over
consider
here, you
yourself
know what
the
I'm saying?
starting
Going to
six.
lunch and all this crap. Like,
You
are
the
you
sixth man
serious?
in public.
In public, dog.
Mm.
So right after I heard that, guess what?
Kissing in the mouth and everything.
right, right after I heard that, guess
Mhm.
what happened to her value through my eyes?
Hopefully it went up some, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because see, she was with a star.
Check this out, man.
Mhm. So what happened though?
Man, I
Like how did you break it off? Or you say, hey,
hey,
I'm trying to pay.
hey, you know what I'm saying?
What'd you say?
Hey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just had to get up out of that, man.
Yeah,
Because again, and we ain't no multi-million-dollars or nothing, but again, men don't want to be in the area where they gotta see, you know what I'm saying, people that been with their lady. Period. We don't want to walk around and see that crap.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? People whispering, "Yeah, man." You know all this. No,
And,
yeah, we
and
know, we know that y'all are women are coming, have had their experiences.
that's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? Okay, but I don't want to see them all the time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know no man that's cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you. And you know what? There's times when we can lose sight of what's real. You dig what I'm saying? We can lose sight based off of how we think people should or should see us. May not be reality. So here you are, you out and about, living your best life, frolicking, right? Lollygagging with someone. She said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I done been with 10 of those guys over there."
Man,
And
from the windows to the walls.
literally from the window
Man,
to
I
the
was like,
wall.
man, we only here for a year.
Right. So yeah.
God,
And so obviously, she works fast. But at the same time, that value, my issue is sometimes we're not able to see people the way they see themselves and they feel a way about it. All right. There's nothing we can do about it. But so here's a question though. And this is for everybody that's listening right now. So when you look at your current daily commitments, where do you actively settle for less than you actually deserve? Right. So, like, if you think about it, what fears, if anything, or insecurities hold you back from asking for what your time and skills are truly worth? You see what I'm saying? Because, like, think about it. Sometimes individuals stay in horrible working situations, relationships, or whatever no matter what it is. Sometimes you don't want to let go of that thing. You're settling for that thing because you don't think you can do better. Like,
but
think about it. Just think about your situation, or that example you gave. What if you
well,
heard that you was like, well, at least she cute?
what,
You get what I'm saying?
let's check. Let's go a little bit to a professional level, right?
Okay.
When you said, when do you readdress, like, you know what I'm saying, your like compensation situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you're going to address it,
Hmm.
make sure you come with the facts. You know what I'm saying? As far as the analytics, how are you backing up what you feel like you were worth? You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Is there an uptick in productivity on your side of the house?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Are you bringing in new clients? You know what I'm saying? That only deals strictly with you. What will the company lose if they lost you?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the company needs to know. Like, hey, if I lose this person, I'm definitely going to lose way more than what they're asking for me to give them.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You can't go in there with the, I come to work all the time. You know what I'm saying? No, they want to know, okay, you're doing everything that you're supposed to.
Hmm.
Why am I paying you at another level? Help me.
See, I'm glad that you kind of pivot with that because, yes, to your boy's point in self evaluation and compensation, all of that makes sense, right? They go hand in hand, but we have to be honest, right? Are you truly worth what you believe you are? And if you are not, are you willing to change some things to increase your level of value? You get what I mean? Because if you're in a space where individuals are receiving something that you feel as though you deserve, right? Like it's easy to covenant, right?
Right.
To covet someone's stuff like, yo, I don't know how he or she got that. I'm better at this, but what are they doing that you're not?
So
Right now, look, sometimes individuals that utilize that term, look, they doing too much. You ever heard that?
yep.
Look, they doing too much, but you want their results though. So maybe you're not doing enough. Real
And
talk.
that's the thing. Like Jason DeVito, who's watching right now, right?
Yeah.
I do business with Jason. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? He does the HVAC at my house.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we played football together. I came up with him and stuff like that. But beyond that, that's what got him in the door.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Beyond that, the quality service he always brought to the table. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he was telling me the truth. Never felt like he was just trying to upsell me on anything like that. And he takes care of my mom too, right?
There you go.
So I don't bother looking up rates for other HVAC people.
See,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not because I value what Jason brings to my family. You know what I mean?
right. There you
The
go.
only other time I don't deal with Jason, I deal with another person from my school is if I can't get to him or he ain't got, ain't got availability, but he's always going to be my first call because how I value him.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know what the other HVAC people charging. They could
Right.
be charging way less or
Mhm.
way more. I have no idea. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I just know that the value is in my eyes that I feel like, hell, you know what I'm saying? He's got me. And
And
that's how
so
people
it's
that's how
so
people
it's
got to feel about
equivalent.
you.
Yeah, so it's equivalent to the worth.
Yeah. If you like professionally or personally,
Mhm.
somebody's got to look at you like, hey, yeah, I need that kind of service. I need that kind of friendship in my life.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? This, they're of a value to me.
Right.
That
Right.
means more than me telling people what my value is. You know what I'm
What
saying?
you mean? No, speak on that.
Because the thing is, I could tell you all day long what I feel like I'm worth.
Mhm.
But all that is words on a piece of paper. What I'm really worth is what people are paying me as far as attention or compensation.
That's right.
That's what I'm really worth.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
I
I can
do.
say, yeah, man, when I go to karaoke, man, I raise attendance inside the building and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All of that. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you worth?
That's right. No, and look, shout out to him. He said, I treat your house and mama's business better than mine. He said, much love.
I
And
believe
you know what? And I believe individuals that operate in certain spaces, they are truly serving other people, right? And what is it? What's the word I'm thinking about? At such a level where it's not conditional. So obviously it's a business, but they're going above and beyond. So,
right.
friends, what we're talking about right now is knowing your value and then also knowing the things that you can no kidding do. So the another question is, y'all really want y'all to think about this. If you fully believed in your own power right now, like seriously, at this very moment, what's the very first firm boundary you will set today? Think about it. So that's like me, right? Let me use this as an example as we're talking about business. I can, no kidding, say, all right, if I'm DJing for an event, I know my price would be, let's say, at minimum $500.
Okay.
Okay, $500 because of the things that I've done, and how essentially you're not paying for the music, you're paying for the skill, you're paying for the artistry because it is an art, right? However, that's my boundary. Now, if someone say I can't afford you, now I look at the time. You understand? Because the most important thing for me is time. So the question is, if you were, let's say, quantifying your value, do you base it off of your skill or your time based off of, what it is that you do, your service or
I,
even relationship?
I feel like for far as services go, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you check the market about what the going rate is for most people, right?
Okay.
In that area.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you still want to get booked. You want to price yourself out of, you know what I'm saying, what the competition is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a DJ in St. Louis might be way different than the DJ in New York.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? So you got to know what the market is so you don't undervalue yourself or even overvalue yourself.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of times barbers do that when they go to different places.
Oh
when they
yeah.
come from places like New York or so big cities and come to little towns like Detroit, you know what I'm saying, that they
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
they do that crap.
Mhm.
So first thing you got to know is your market, right?
Yeah, the going rate. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your, take into account your skill set, your time, you know what I'm saying, your, believe it or not, your social media following and
That's
all that
true.
type stuff. Uh, and then set your rate
Mhm.
and see how that goes. But then be willing to adjust.
See.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's like hard boundaries, but what's the point of having a business if ain't nobody fooling with you?
So now how do you do that? That's true. Now, how do you do the same thing? How would you suggest someone do the same thing in a relationship?
Man,
So let's say you've had a tumultuous relationship, right? It was toxic, whatever the case it is, and you've been through that thing. How do how do you think individuals should remember the things that they've been through so they don't necessarily repeat that same vibration?
well,
You
first
see what
thing
I'm
they
saying?
gotta do is look at what's on their list to begin with.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Is everything physical? They gotta be this tall. They gotta weigh this much. They gotta look this way. Their skin tone gotta be this way. The hair gotta be this way. I feel like when it's like that, and what a lot of women do, they end up picking the wrong person because the character wasn't first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do understand. I mean, you got to be physically attracted to a person. You know what I mean? I do understand that. But if the character and the heart ain't there for somebody that's going to take care of you and love you, you know what I mean? Then if you all you looking for is a good time, then the physical attributes is probably all you need. But I mean, if you are running into the same issues over and over again, you need to look at what you are valuing in other people and maybe adjust that.
See. No, I think you're right. I think you're very right. Now another question is why you think it's so hard for people to do that, right? The reason why I think it's so hard for people to do that is because they really haven't wrapped their mind around the, what they say they truly want, right? Because as we're talking about it, it doesn't matter how, look, you in school, you got this degree, you got this, whatever the case it is, and now it's time to practice that thing,
Right.
right? There's still something like, I'm not ready, but you've been training for this. You've been training.
You
You
know,
see,
the great philosopher Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan till they get hit in the mouth.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So you out there, you feel like, and then a lot of people, like you just said, don't keep it real with themselves.
Hmm.
They'll say on social media and tell all these people what they're looking for. But then when you find them with somebody's like, that's not even nowhere close to what you said you was looking for.
Come on.
This dude got 6 baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? Like in and out of jail. You know what I mean? That's not on none of that was on your list.
But he the one.
Yeah,
He's the
you know what I
one.
mean? So first you got to keep it real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Understand that what you're saying that you want for social media might not be what you're really looking for. Might not be what you really value in a person.
That's
You might
true.
just you might just be valuing a fun time,
All right.
a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I people got to keep it real with themselves when they looking at these situations and wonder what they're doing it for.
So, how about this? We've transitioned from pre-military,
Mhm.
military, post-military. And I'm sure you agree, and we've talked about it before. Your circles change, my circles change. All
For
right.
sure.
Now, when you're moving forward and your values are now changing or adjusting, right? Or let's say, yeah, they're being enhanced, if you will, right? Have you noticed that your quality of associations have too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Necessarily so.
Yeah, there's certain things that I mean, again, but I think it's funny when people say that I've changed, right? Well,
Mhm.
I mean, I joined the military at 19 years old.
Right.
You know what I mean? You knew me back when I was 19 and lived here. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we don't who's the same as they was when they was 19.
That's right. Some people though.
And then as you join the military, or I mean, not even if you join the military, you evolve through your own life experiences,
Mhm,
being out of your parents' house.
mhm.
Some of my values might different than my parents after I go through my life. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's right.
But some of the things that I used to put up with my younger years and stuff like that, not necessarily that I agreed with it, but I didn't let it uh, cut sever relationships. But
Correct.
definitely sever relationship now,
Mhm, mhm.
because at this age, I realized that I don't need all relationships.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And if your values and your morals, not necessarily values, but if your morals
Mhm.
don't really align, it's drastically off. Like you like to hit women or
Right.
abuse children and stuff like that, then I can't do nothing with that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you if if we got different taste in food, different taste in women, different taste in music, that's one thing.
You're right.
You know what I mean? But there's got to be a line that you draw. Like, I don't want no people around me that, you know what I'm saying, that does these certain things.
Correct. Period. And that's the thing. Look, so the reason why I asked that question is far too many times individuals will do some things that they have, let's say, outgrown that actually increased their value, right? Let's say their social value and or their social worth, if you will, but they still engage in degenerate things. You get what I'm saying? Like they don't value it anymore. You get what I'm saying? So, for example, there are some people that I grew up with that it wouldn't be the best idea for me to do the things that I used to do with them today.
Yeah, for
You get what I'm
sure.
saying? And so, not saying we're not cool anymore. I just can't go there anymore. Right. So, I value other things. So, my priorities in life change. And meaning, if your priorities in life change, friends, so shall your environment, right? And the individuals that's within your environment because it can become counterproductive.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Like, why would you set yourself up, right, for these great things? And then all of a sudden, I mean, you still associate with individuals that don't value the things that you value the same way or see what you value, but they can care less. There's a lot of things that are associated with individuals that have a different, I'm not saying it's lower, okay,
Right.
but a different value than you. It can actually, like I said, as far as being counterproductive, it can shift even your world just because of perception or because people don't want to rock with you, you know what I mean, anymore because of the company you keep. Like for example, let's say we don't know because we weren't there, okay, as far as with Meg Thee Stallion, all the things that she's
No,
done,
no,
all the people that we wasn't there. It's just her and the other people that she was with. Now, just by association, you understand? Just because every time we turn around, she's with a different person. We don't know what can be going on. However, the perceived value has lowered. You see what I'm saying? And now it doesn't help when you're having conversations and you're rapping about being promiscuous. And you get what I'm saying? Like, who knows? Hey, look, she might be a low key nun. We don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Who knows? But the things that, the people that she surrounds herself with or during the time, it gives individuals that value of, what I mean, if she assumed that she is a certain way, we're able to see her and say, yeah, I wouldn't say all that. Or like you get what I mean?
yeah. So question with that is, and I guess this leans more professionally, right?
Okay. And socially too, though.
No, there's this question I got.
Okay.
Is it more dangerous to stay in a role that undervalues you too long,
Mhm.
or leave too early? So
Mm,
how do you know?
I think that's subjective, yeah, because you never know. You never know. That's the beauty of this thing, man. You don't know about the time, you
Yeah,
know?
you know what I'm saying? So it's like you leave too early. They working on ways to try to get you built up,
Mhm.
but you left too early. Or you stay so long that opportunities that were on the outside that was ready and available to you have dried up on you, and now you was, you know what I'm saying, you was past the time that you would had ability to grow in another position. Not
Oh,
necessarily past the time, but you know what I'm saying, you set yourself back.
Yo, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
I have no idea what that background picture.
That's crazy. Is that your screensaver? What's the what? What is this?
That's Chanel, man.
Yeah, okay, okay. That is crazy.
What is going on my computer?
That is crazy. Man, yeah, you might want to get that checked. But yeah, man, no, but to your point, man, I think that yeah, some people are consider, well, what's the word, man? I wouldn't say job snobs, but like for example, there's individuals that may have retired from the military, did, you know, X amount of years of great service, and congratulations to everyone, right? That's transitioning out of their role into their next chapter, right? But it's a real thing about individuals leaving a high supervisory or superintendent level, and then they're starting from the bottom
Man,
again.
I did that.
Right. And then so when you start from the bottom, it's like, wait, do you know who I am? I've managed multi-million-dollar projects, right?
Man.
Thousands, I've led thousands of people, right? Did things overseas. Everyone, I didn't lose a man or whatever the case is, right? So now you're at this organization. They only care about what you can do for the organization. Yes, thank you for your service, sir, ma'am. Thank you.
You're on the bottom here.
Yeah, but you're in the bottom here. So soldier up now. And they look at you like you should already know what this is about. Think about it. See, that's another. You see, that's that. So the value is there, but the perception is, you know what it is because you've been through it. So this should be light work for you, and it shouldn't really take you that long.
Man,
but you a job snob and you want to leave. Like, you know what? Forget this. I know my worth. I'm out of here. 5,000. What happened?
That's also knowing your worth.
But is it though? Is it?
I mean, because because here's the thing. You can't leave, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know what? It's your prerogative to still leave because you feel like you know your worth. As long as you're taking care of yourself, I see no harm in that. Right? You know what I mean? Because when we talk about the military, all right, we're going to keep it at the military. Hey, they got retirement. Some of them got disability. So they kind of earned the right to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like you put up with something for 20 plus years to where you had no really say what you're going to go do. They had you do this, that, and the other. And I understand civilians go through the same stuff. Right?
Yeah.
But hey, no, I don't think I'm working night shift in the jail. I'm good. I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
Right.
Here's your stuff.
Here's it. Right. right. As a matter of fact, but so that's the other piece. Understanding when it's time to go. But look, having such value that you can walk away.
Yeah.
Now, some people, now not saying that you should stay in a position or even a relationship, because y'all got to realize this is relationship based as well. Okay. All of that. So what I'm saying is knowing when it is time to go. No kidding. Right? Because you know your value and you're still not sure. And because, hey, maybe there's some growth that you can develop at the same time.
And it doesn't mean somebody had to be wrong.
That's right.
You know what I mean? The business sees you in a certain way and they value you as such. You feel like you know your own value, and there's certain things you really don't have to put up with because you have the means. Now, if you ain't got the means and you out there doing that kind of stuff, that's irresponsible.
That's out of line. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying stay in some place to where you're just always unhappy, but you really shouldn't be leaving, you know what I'm saying, every time something don't go your way.
See, there you go. And that's the thing. Are you saying, hey, look, I don't value this, or I'm better than this type of thing because it's too stressful or whatever, you know, and then you just dipset? Was there anything else that you could have done or things that you could have learned? You know what I mean? No, this is real good. This is real good, man. What else you think is a major issue, a part of an issue when it comes down to people, um, knowing their value?
I think that a lot of times people get gassed up. You know what I mean? As far as knowing their value, and it's
Sure.
pride, and you know what I'm saying. Something that I'm starting to explore more since our conversations. Egos.
Egos, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be the underpriced burger seller. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Mine's is just as good as theirs.
mm,
You know what I mean? And then you price yourself out to where now people really can't fool with you.
right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm, hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's where it's at. Is that a lot of times how I put this, man? Because I don't wanna poo-poo on people knowing their value. I
Okay.
think that part is important. I'm not really trying to talk down on people saying, man, you just overpricing yourself. Because I do think that you should, you know what I'm saying, price yourself accordingly
That's right.
in a personal and professional space.
Hmm.
You just got to know how to get there.
Know how to get there and know your audience.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I have a business, say, you know what I'm saying, like I open my own circuit training classes.
Hmm.
I've got to know who I'm targeting,
That's right.
what's their income range, you know what I'm saying, what's my overhead, and how can I flip a profit doing this?
Right.
If I make it so expensive to where, you know what I'm saying, the people that I'm targeting can't afford it because I know my value, who am I doing good for?
See? And again, that's just the ego, right? You don't even know who your true market is because you're doing things based off of your emotions and without statistics, right? You don't have a plan, you don't have milestones to actually get there. All right. And it's crazy, man. So what I do with the organization I'm a contractor at is working with people or young individuals that don't really understand where they are in today's society, right? And so what I'm what I'm here to do or to help them to understand is job sustainability, right? So employability skills are good, right? As far as getting you to the door and even through the door, but staying behind the door is important, meaning you have to understand that yes, this is your telephone. You pay the bills. However, while you are getting paid, their policy is no phones. It's not about what you feel or how important your phone is to you if you're an employee. Now, if you can do better, do better. Go to a place where you get what I'm saying, that's something that you value and that's something, you know what I mean? You could do that, but the question is, can you even afford to be this, I won't even say it's delusional, but this, staying stronger 10 toes down over something that you really can't control. The only way you can control it is if you leave that thing.
Yeah, man. You know who has a good example of trying to let people see what their value is?
Who?
You going to the mall, right?
Yeah.
You going to the food court. What's one of the first things you see?
The food court.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like people giving out samples. Yeah.
Giving them they're giving them toothpicks with little pieces of meat
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they want you to see, like, hey, our food is good over here.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? They are not too proud to be like, hey, I'm coming from behind this counter to come to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
a lot of time people too proud to advertise themselves. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Or too scared or too, like they don't want to look like the cornball and stuff like that.
Mhm.
One of the hardest things to do for a lot of people is talk good about themselves.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, or even hear something good about them.
Right. Wow.
I I remember when I was in the military, right?
Yeah.
I was an E6 select, and we had an E6 that was there, For those that are not in the military, that's rank. E1 through E9 are military listing ranks, right? So I had this E6 that has been in, and he's been an E6 for 6 years.
Okay.
And I was a select, and they made me the one in charge of the operation.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about him or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go inspect something that he was doing, and he's slamming things around. He's upset. And then I was like, man, what's going on? He said, I don't understand why they made you the one in charge. I have all this experience, this, that, and the third. And just because I don't kiss ass, all this stuff, right?
Mm.
I'm like, oh, so that's what you thought I did? I just got here. You know what I'm saying? You think that I was kissing somebody's ass? I'm like, well, let's go over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went over everything that, you know what I'm saying, that I've seen about him since I got there to why he wasn't going to be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then I said to him, I said, but I do believe that you deserve an opportunity. Right.
That's right.
So I set something up to where he could interview for this other E6 slot.
Okay.
I set this up for him. He goes to the interview, right? The people interviewing him calls me and said, man, don't ever bring anybody up there like that again.
Mm.
So when you know your value and you go into an interview, right? The one thing you don't do is start talking about all the stuff you can't do and you're bad at. Downplaying yourself.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand letting people know what your weakness is, but if that's what you're leading off with, you already putting people in a negative mindset of you. That's what he did. He went in there and started saying everything he wasn't good at. You know what I mean?
Maybe he really didn't want the job. So he sabotaged it, right? Because I mean, think about it. I think to where you're going, or even another lane that I see is people don't really want what they believe they want because of the responsibility that's attached to it, the pressure that's attached to it. But it's easy for me to complain about this hell that I already know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the king of this crap, if you will. But if someone say, you know what, maybe you are, but I see something different in you. Well, yeah, I can do that. That's no problem. Too easy. But if you get the opportunity to do it, you're sabotaging it because you are truly afraid of it. You just want the perceived. You get what I'm saying? The results of being the cream of the crop, but you really have it. You don't even believe you can do it.
Yeah, you don't really. So we still talk about value. It was time to write his performance report. Right. And I was marking him in accordance to his job, what he was doing, what he was assigned to do. My leadership wanted me to mark him according to his rank. I said, well, he doesn't have the opportunity to fill that position.
That's right.
So is that fair to mark him down? Because, you know what I'm saying, he is good at what he's currently doing.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But you guys put him there. You know what I mean? He didn't put himself there. They eventually let me ride with it. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I don't feel like he should, even though he is not performing up to the value of his rank, he is performing to the value of to the standard of the position that he was assigned.
Now, now that goes into a conversation. Was he doing his job?
He was
doing, or was he going above and beyond outside of his job?
And that's what I was rating him. I was rating him as doing his job. He was one of the best. He was one of the best in the field. You know what I'm saying? Everything was always clean. You know what I'm saying? He always.
They wanted you to mark him down lower than that.
Yeah, they wanted me to not mark him down because he was an E6 in that job.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, he can't help that he's an E6 in the job. You know what I mean? Y'all never get. Now I could see if they gave him the opportunity.
And he failed at it.
And he failed. And that's what I told him they should do. I said, well, here's what y'all should have did was put him in there. And if he failed, knock him down, then you can mark him down.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But you can't just mark him down. You never gave him the opportunity. I just got here, you know what I'm saying, still with staff stars, E5 stripes on, and y'all put me in charge of them.
Oh,
I'm not going to turn it down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hell no, I'm not going to turn it down. Y'all made the call for some reason. I just got here. You know what I mean? I'm in process, and I don't know anything about anybody. You know what I mean? But I was like, you can't mark him down because I wasn't his writer,
Right.
but his EPR had to come to me, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, before it went up. I can't write on him an E6.
Right.
I'm like, y'all can't do this. You
See,
know what I mean? If y'all gave him the opportunity and he failed, then you could tell me what his value is as far as an E6. He
in
didn't
that
fulfill
time
the duties
frame.
of an E6,
Yeah.
but y'all didn't do that. So
You know what? So I want to thank everybody, and not only for listening, right, but also really thinking about how important knowing your value is. And sometimes it's a perceived thing. All right. But understand perception is reality. So, with that being said, if you are no kidding believing a certain value of yourself, are you willing to walk in that thing? Okay, doing the things that it takes to equate to that value. All right, so really think about that this week, y'all. I mean, this is a super, super, super dope way to start off the week. Hey, appreciate you, bro, for chiming in and everything. But this is a way to really kick off the week, y'all. Really understanding where you are, where you want to be, and the things that you're doing to get you there. All right. What you got, Herm, for final word?
the thing is, when we wanted to have this show, and yes, it was stemming from, I'm not gonna lie, something for me in a kind of a negative space with that whole Meg Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson thing, right? But the truth is, you know what I'm saying, knowing your value and understanding what that really means is very important. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here preaching for people to undersell themselves or look down on themselves or
Right.
anything like that. But what I am saying is be fair with the people, be consistent with your product, be consistent with your friendship, be consistent with your love, so that what you say out your mouth as far as your value really equals what it is truthfully. You know what
Real
I'm saying?
talk.
That's all I'm saying to you guys, man.
Yeah.
Much love to everybody, you know what I mean? And I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know
Yeah.
this ain't the regular hour that we normally give you guys, but sometimes it's all we need.
Hey, that's it. That's it, man. Look,
Because we gave you valuable information, damn it.
and guess what? Some of the best songs is only 2 seconds long.
You
Get
know?
it. You understand? But yeah, look, y'all take care of yourself and each other. Right on. Later.